What's going on, folks? My name is Spice. This is Spice Can't Fish, and today's video is one that I've been waiting to make for a super long time. So if y'all have been around the channel for a while, you guys have probably seen a ton of kayak fishing on my channel. It's one of my favorite things to do. We've been doing it all out of this boat right here. Now this boat's name is Anaheim, like the pepper, and it is a 10-foot, it's a lifetime tamarack, I believe is what they call it. But it's a super cheap boat. I bought it for like 250, 260 bucks right at the very beginning of my YouTube channel. And for the past 3.5 years, that's been the boat that I've been fishing out of. Again, super cheap, but got the job done. Not really a fishing related kayak. It's just kind of like a cheap sit on top kayak, but we made it work and caught a ton of fish out of it. Now that being said, it is a $250, $260 kayak, so it does have some flaws. It's not the best fishing platform, and it does leave a few things to be desired. So I figured I'd see if I could try and find myself a good kayak for a nice deal. And lo and behold, my buddy Delirious actually happened to be selling one of his, so we're gonna go head on up to Connecticut, go pick it up, and get myself a new fishing kayak. Now I'm gonna keep it kind of under wraps what kind of kayak I got, but it's definitely an upgrade from the one that we currently have, so I'm super excited about it. But yeah, his house is probably about 3.5 hours away from me. It's right now 2:30, so I'm gonna make some food real quick and then hop on the road. We're gonna get on up there and pick up the new boat. I'm gonna see if I can get him to go over some of the upgrades and stuff that he's done to the boat, because again, he's had it for a little while. He's done some like little random upgrades to it. I had him put a couple of new things on it for me as well, so overall it's gonna be an absolute crazy upgrade from the one that we have. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna cook real quick. I gotta change as well. I was just out fishing and ended up actually going in the water, so I gotta change out of my pants and put some dry ones on. But after that, we are headed up to Connecticut to go pick up the new boat. So yeah, we're gonna get on the road and I'll meet you guys up in Connecticut. Well, here she is. Well, so look at that, folks. We finally have a new kayak, and I am so freaking excited about this one. We're gonna run through this kayak, what makes it different from this little thing over here, and just kind of like the similarities, some of the upgrades as well. Before that though, I want to give a really big shout out to my man Delirious Angler. He's the one who actually sold me this kayak, gave me a fantastic deal between the fish finder and all the upgrades and everything, which we'll get into in a minute. Funnily enough though, we actually got out a couple of weeks ago, not when I went to pick up this kayak, but before that we ended up getting out and doing a little bit of fishing near him. The fishing was pretty tough. We didn't end up catching a whole lot. I think he caught like 3 or 4 fish. I only caught 2. But I figured I may as well show you guys those clips real quick, and then we'll get into the new kayak. So yeah, just a couple of fish catches for you guys, and then we'll talk about the new boat. I really do need a bigger boat. Something that tracks a little bit better. Dude, especially after like going out yesterday and dealing with that bullshit, I was like, yeah, no, I definitely need something better than this.
Hey, at least you still want that one.
Got one. That was quick. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Hey, it's not too bad. I'll take that. Oh, 15-incher. First one of the day.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the fish here are healthy.
Yeah, seems like it. It's a stocky little dude. Nice.
Oh, you.
Oh, did we almost double?
Almost.
God damn, dude. Say what's up to the camera, D.
Yeah.
Later, bud.
Well, old gospel music, dude. They didn't read sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
They did it all by ear.
Damn, really? I didn't know that.
Yep, old gospel music.
Huh.
They'd have the words and have the note pattern, but they didn't read sheet music. Only the piano player or whoever's playing music would read it.
That makes sense, I guess. Like, you don't really, as long as you hear the tune, like, you can kind of make it work, you know?
And that's how I always been based off how I do shit. It's, I have to hear it. But we're singing this one song that's in
there we go.
Okay.
Largemouth numero dos.
I think the language is like Swahili.
Swahili.
Yeah, so we're all like, how do you pronounce these fucking words?
Hell yeah, brother. Dude, he swallowed that spinnerbait.
Yes, I'm good for it.
Sick.
It looks like he's a little chunky.
Yeah, he's a little fatter. I don't mind that.
Little fatty.
Little fatty.
He's going Weight Watchers.
Gotta start eating Wheaties, buddy. Enough of them Lucky Charms.
Yeah, Lucky Charms get magically delicious.
Hell yeah. Fish numero dos. Peace. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, just a couple of fish clips from the last time I was out with the man Delirious. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to get into the new rig. But yeah, super big shout out to the man. I'll leave his Instagram link down below for you guys if you want to go check him out. So we're going to start at the front and kind of work our way back, just kind of talk about all the things, all the upgrades, all the little knickknacks and whatnot about this thing, because it is an absolutely fantastic little rig. But yeah, real quick, just so you guys know, this is an Old Town Sportsman. It's the 106 size, as you guys can see right there. So it's a 10.5 foot boat. It's about 6 inches longer than this little thing, and a whole lot wider and taller, and just a little bit bigger in every way. So yeah, we're going to start at the front, like I said, and work our way back. I'm going to kind of give you guys a little quick overview on the thing and show you guys everything that's on it, because there's a bunch of little upgrades and niche features and stuff that you probably won't see on just your average Old Town straight off the dealership. So yeah, starting at the front, we got this little front hatch area thing, which I think comes standard on all the Old Town kayaks. In here, we got the little battery for the fish finder, which we'll get to in just a second, but there's just like a little battery box in here. The battery goes in there, but the box is to protect it from all the elements, make sure it doesn't get wet or anything. And there's a ton of room in this thing. It goes all the way back to the back of the boat. Obviously, I won't be able to store anything all the way back there because I won't be able to get it back out, but it does have a good amount of room in it. And even with this little box in here and all the wiring and everything, we still do have enough room to like put a jacket or a backpack or something like that in there. Also got this little rope here, just connected at the front with a carabiner on these nice little handles, which we'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, just a rope to, you know, obviously tie up to a dock or something. But yeah, speaking of, these handles are all upgrades. I don't know exactly who makes them, but they're a little bit heavier duty than the ones that normally come on the Old Towns. So there's one here, there's one all the way on the back over there, and then we got one on either side. Kind of similar to this kayak, but obviously these ones have like super flimsy handles. This one, as you can tell, is broken. The one on the back of it is completely gone. That's been broken for a while. So yeah, just a little bit of a nicer upgrade. Again, got some handles on the side. All the handles are the same. They're all like the same manufacturer or whatever, but just a little bit nicer, a little bit of an upgrade. Then coming on down the boat a little bit, obviously we got the fish finder. This was one of the things that I was super stoked to get on the boat. I've never had a fish finder. Well, that's not actually true. I've had like a little crappy fish finder that never worked, but this is actually a fully working fish finder. It's a Garmin. I don't know exactly the type of Garmin. Does it say on the back? Probably not, but just a smaller fish finder. Always have the option to upgrade this thing, which I think I probably will do in the future. But for right now, we got ourselves a nice little fish finder. Tells us depth, tells us water temperature, tells us where grass lines and brush piles and stuff are, and that's pretty much all I need for a fish finder. Then coming into the bottom of the boat over here, we got these nice little standing pads. I don't know if these come stock or if they're a little bit of an extra add-on, but they're super nice, make it a little bit nicer to stand up on this thing. That's something that I should mention, is this boat is super stable. Again, it's a little bit bigger than this one. It's a little bit longer, a little bit wider, a little bit taller as well, but it's super stable boat. It's got this little pull cord as well, so when you're sitting in the seat, you can use it to pull yourself up, but I had no issue standing up without the pull cord, so I don't know if we're going to leave that on there or take it off or whatever, but regardless, got a little pull tab up here to help you stand up if you're a little bit less balanced than I am. Down here as well, you can see in the scupper holes, we actually have these custom scupper plugs. I don't know how exactly they work or who made them or anything, but according to my buddy Delirious, he actually told me that water will come into the boat every once in a while, very occasionally, and if it does happen, then these scupper plugs allow the water to go out without allowing water to come back in the other way. I'm really not sure how they work. I imagine Dumbledore made these up in his little headmaster's office, but whatever magic they use, they are pretty freaking sick. In this kayak over here, we do have scupper holes, but never put any scupper plugs in them, so not only having scupper plugs, but having some really interesting ones that allow the water to drain out while making sure that water can't actually come back the other way. Super cool. Also, quick little shout out to my man Jack for the sticker. I don't know where he got that, but it's one of the funniest stickers I've ever seen. It's a DD with some DDs. But yeah, coming back to the seat area, again, this is just kind of like the standard Old Town seat. I don't think this is an upgrade, but what is an upgrade is it actually has these little tiny risers on it. Gives you a little bit of an extra lift above the water. Normally, these Old Town seats just kind of sit on this little plastic bit down here, but my buddy Delirious actually put these little 1 or 1.5 inch risers on it, so you sit just a little bit higher up off the water than stock. We've also got this little thing here. I don't really know what you would consider this, but it's just kind of like a little pocket. It's got like this rubberized mesh looking thing here. You put your pliers in here. That's what I've been doing, is putting like pliers, scale, scissors, anything that you could possibly need goes in here. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention actually is this little thing here. Y'all might be looking at this wondering what this is. This is an anchor trolley. I obviously am not going to go out and spend $1,000 to put power poles on the back of this thing, at least not yet. So for the time being, we got this little thing right here. What an anchor trolley does is it essentially allows you to anchor in one spot, and then you can move it this way, and kind of change your positioning without having to pull the anchor up, repositioning yourself and stuff like that. I haven't obviously put an anchor on it yet, but that's kind of what it's for. Again, I'll probably put an anchor on it the next time I take this out, which again, we will be doing here very, very soon. Because I want to actually film a video on the new boat, obviously. I have fished out of it. I've caught 5 or 6 fish out of it, so I know the thing works. I know it's friggin' sweet. But I'm sure within the next few weeks or whatever, you guys will be seeing a video the first time that I actually take this thing out on camera for you guys. But yeah, got ourselves a little anchor trolley so we can kind of position ourselves the way we want to. This anchor trolley is kind of sick. It's got a little locking mechanism on it, so you flip that little lever right there, and then you can't move the strap at all. Flip the lever the other way, and you can move which direction you're going. Coming on back down here, as you guys can see, we have the 2 normal rod holders that come with an Old Town kayak, but my buddy Delirious also put a couple extra ones in here. So we got 4 rod holders in the back. There's also a rod holder up here that's facing forward, which is super, super nice if you're tying up or anything. I really like it for that specific feature. I don't really use it for anything other than that. Then coming around to the back of the kayak, obviously we've got those handles again. Also got ourselves a nice little red flag, which I think is important if you're going to be towing this thing. I just throw this thing on top of my car, so I don't really have to worry about it. But if you were to like tow this, put it in the back of a truck or put it on like a trailer or something, I think you're legally required to have this on it. So super cool, I guess. I don't really have a use for it, but it's there. And then coming on to the other side, I don't know if this is stock or not, but we actually have a little thing to hold our kayak paddle, which, by the way, I should mention, this is an upgraded paddle. It's an Aqua Glide. I've never heard of it before, but came with the boat. And it's definitely a lot stronger of a paddle than the one that I had. The other one that came with that little thing is super, super flimsy. You can feel it bending when you're actually pushing through the water. So definitely a nice little upgraded paddle on there. Delirious is actually nice enough to hook it up with this little leash thing, I guess, which obviously if your kayak paddle falls out into the water, it's connected to your boat still. You don't have to worry about it as much. And this thing stretches, I think he said like 10 feet or something like that, so definitely long enough for me to hold it and keep it on while I'm sitting in the kayak. And he was also nice enough to hook it up with a couple of things, one which I will certainly be using, one that I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to use it yet. But first of all, it came with this nice little upgraded kayak cart, which I'm sure you guys can't see because it's getting dark out here. But my old kayak cart was absolutely terrible. I think I bought it from like Sportsman's Outfitters for like 60 bucks or something super cheap just to pull the cheap kayak around. But again, this is a little bit of a bigger boat, a little bit heavier as well. And that old kayak cart could barely manage pulling this thing around, so definitely wouldn't have worked on this. So I was super stoked when he offered to give me this because I guess he doesn't use it anymore. He actually built himself a kayak trailer, so he's got a bunch of trailers and stuff for him to actually trailer his boat around. So he doesn't actually need a kayak cart, but I certainly needed an upgrade, and he was nice enough to just give it to me for free. And he was also nice enough to give me this little Flambeau kayak cart, or kayak crate, I guess. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to throw it on there. I was trying to figure out how to actually fit it on there, and it seems like that little back, like, tackle well area, this thing on this boat is just a little bit too thin for this thing to actually fit in there comfortably. So I'm going to try and figure it out, see if I can actually use it, because it would be super, super sick to actually have this thing on the boat. But this thing's super, super cool. Again, I would like to use it at some point if I can figure out how to get it to properly fit on that boat. It's got this little top area, which I would probably use for like terminal tackle or soft plastics or something like that. Then you close that, latch that back up, pull this second latch, and then you got a nice little area to store all of your 3700 or 3600 size trays. And he was also nice enough to give me this little kayak cover, which I'm sure I'll probably use in the winter just to cover the old beast up, because I don't really want to get it all snowy and gross and stuff. But yeah, this is the new rig. I am super, super excited to bring this thing out. Just going to give you guys a nice little 360 of this thing as we wrap the video up. I'm sure you guys probably can't see super well right now because I am very quickly running out of daylight, as y'all can probably see. But yeah, this is the new rig. Again, Old Town Sportsman 106. Absolute fantastic boat. I am so excited to take this thing out a little bit more. And hopefully within the next few videos, you guys will actually be seeing me take this thing out on camera for the first time, because again, I want to take it out a whole bunch more before the season ends. But yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see some more content from me, check and recommend. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.